galleys be slaughtering themselves.
Thank you.
Hey, Jody. Nice win last night. The wife was pissed. Oh, her fucking quarterback fucking got hurt. You know, if she'd have started any other quarterback, you'd have lost. John, good to see you. Jody.
10 more times. Shut up.
Yeah, I got demonetized today, by the way. We'll discuss that later.
His Holiness.
Yeah, I did. I got demonetized today because of political views.
God, the sun is terribly positioned. It's annoying me. Looks like a cult, not gonna lie. Thought I lost my keys for a second. That building's crazy. Look at that.
Oops, sorry about that. Hey, Sephora.
Slow down. All right. I'm just trying to get out of the sun's view. Do we need help with literally things? Oh, yeah, I know.
They have Bow in the background, but I'm going to play some watching the Watchers in the background when I start moving.
I just filmed a sentence. Yeah, I had something going on.
Yeah, like I said, I seen this on TikTok. It's cool. I was like,
what was I telling this gal? Because
so yeah, got demonetized today. 9:34 this morning. They told me that.
Is that a good comment or no?
I was a bad boy.
doesn't it? It doesn't even feel like I'm in LA.
Bow's looking at bullshit, so I want to play some good shit in the background. Love Bow. You guys know I love Bow. I give him his like. It's okay. I can reapply in January. We'll see. I got an appeal in, but it's not going to matter. I've never won an appeal on this type of shit. This has never been about making money anyway, so. It's never been about making money.
In the streets, sitting here, urging everybody to get out there and vote, unless you're planning on voting on election day. Either way, we're jazzed about the votes getting out and getting in. Before we jump into the business on the day in detail, let's do a little bit of a preview on what's coming up so I can show you around. You can see this is the big story. The emergency filing at the Supreme Court. It is their application for a stay going to the Honorable Chief Justice John Roberts, and it's things that we're going to go through here today, and this will be the meat and potatoes that we'll enjoy today, is this submission to the Supreme Court, as well as this amicus brief, which has been submitted by Kansas and 25 other states. So we're looking at 26 states total is the number. And so a bunch of states are jumping in because they don't want non-citizens, illegals, to vote. And so all these attorneys general are all here. You may see a state on here. We'll jump into this in further detail.
Nice.
But if you've been with us here on our channel for some time, we're having a little bit of flashback.
Duke, good to see you.
2020 litigation. And remember, we had a bunch of states submit, and Ted Cruz even offered to argue that after
Duke, C4, John, Jody. Good to see you guys.
20-something states all jumping in. And we've got a certificate of compliance. Oh, man, don't you hate that? A certificate of compliance going into the Supreme Court. Oh, it's not funny. So I'm not laughing at you, Abhishek. I'm not. I'm laughing with you, hopefully. It's just a little typo there. We all got fat fingers. I get it. But all right, so this was the amicus brief submitted by 26 total states going into the Supreme Court. We'll break it down. We'll talk about exactly what's going on and see what's inside, because this is a big one, right? This was the DOJ coming and suing Virginia. There were non-citizens who admitted they're non-citizens, who were confirmed to be non-citizens. This was a law in place for ages. The DOJ still came in, sued, and so now we're trying to settle this because the Court of Appeals has said those non-citizens are coming back on the rolls. They're getting ballots, their votes are counting, and now, of course, we'll see what the Supreme Court has to say about that. So that's coming up. Then we're going to turn our attention to two states. I've got an update for us in Pennsylvania, and this one is just outstanding. So remember, we talked about there was this directive. Now, this came from the secretary. We have to be careful with these secretaries out there who are causing shenanigans in our elections. And same thing is happening here. And we've talked about this lawsuit before because when the lawsuit was filed, we read through the complaint. But the problem here is that there was a directive, right? There was a manual change. There are the rules that are passed by the legislature, the statutes, and then there are the manuals, right? They're actually the rules that are interpreting the statutes that are imposed so that they actually can carry out the election. But here is what this one said. It said that registrations may not be rejected based on a non-match between their ID numbers. So if you send a ballot in from overseas, there's a form there, put your driver's license number or your social, so that when you get it, you can say that that foreign ID matches who we think it is. This directive says, if those numbers don't match, you cannot reject it. Okay, so they're don't match, meaning it's not valid. You cannot reject it, right? That was the manual. That was the rule change.
Derek, good to see you. It's been a while.
A judge from Pennsylvania came out and said, exactly, all of those people can continue to vote. You don't check anything because it's too close to an election. And you should have brought this up a long time ago. So we'll read what he says. But now we're in a situation where I think about this in various parts around the country. In California, it's illegal to ask for ID. And I've seen in videos other people saying, hey, let me show you my ID. And then saying, no, I can't accept that. Then we have other locations like Pennsylvania where they're actually sending in ballots from overseas and they're not even checking them. Right? Or maybe they are checking them, but if they fail the check, doesn't matter. They get to vote anyways. So what good is a check if there's no consequence of the check? There isn't a check at all. We also have this letter, which came in Pennsylvania. A lot of weird stuff happening in Pennsylvania right now. People getting kicked out of lines, waiting in lines. Interesting reports percolating. But we'll pay attention here to this, which was a letter from a bunch of state officials, state senators, state representatives in Pennsylvania who sent this letter over to the Board of Commissioners saying, hey,
no, not a pup anymore.
Already. And
he's an asshole now. Wife's doing great. She's having dinner with her mom right now.
The representative.
She'll meet us at the house. I'm going to take this. I'm hoping to take the stream inside and letting this roll today. Yeah, I got demonetized today.
What's happening in Arizona
over some bullshit.
But yesterday there was a proceeding that took place where they
I've not submitted my reply yet. Get it rescinded.
This guy. This guy. Right?
I mean, monetization was just extra. It has never been
responsible for
what we were doing here.
And
So that was just extra.
Motor rolls are
And I didn't even know about it until a couple of my members even told me about it. I was too busy at work today. And they're like, dude, what's up with the memberships? I'm like, what are you talking about? And I pulled it up and I saw what they said. I'll read it over.
And he was asked, do we have IDs for these people?
We'll see.
We'll see what he says. It's quite perfect for our election officials in Arizona. So we'll see what that said. And then in Arizona, we also had to.
Playborn, good to see you, buddy. Usually you're asleep by now, man. Good to see you.
Update from our county officials, and I have a short.
Yeah, I went live on the main channel tonight because
he's telling us
of the demonetization.
So we've got some updates. Their next update will be back on Monday. So we'll see what's happening in Arizona. So we've got a lot of election shenanigans afoot, and then you're not going to believe who's hanging out with Jocelyn Benson, free and fair election secretary of Michigan. Who's going to
absolutely everybody I restream has told me that it's okay to restream their stuff, or told me they don't care, which means it's okay. So
interfering with election secretaries for real time. So that's happening, and we've got a bunch of good stuff coming up. And then of course we'll stick around.
That's the issue with my demonetization.
Part of all of this. See what you have to say about this and more at the end of the stream. Now, before we get into any of this business on the day, you know what we got to talk about. Getting prepared, my friends, because the world often feels like it is on edge a little bit. We've got tensions, an upcoming election, economic supply chain problems,
I'm gonna have a new giveaway going soon. I don't even know what's going on with the points now.
So that's
with
why
that,
we've got to tell you about
since the last one.
And your contagion emergency kit. It's a lifesaver put together by real experts.
Life has been in flux.
Inside it, you're going to find medications like ivermectin, hydroxychloroquine, budesonide, nebulizers, all sorts of good stuff. Critical to treat respiratory illnesses and much more, especially as we're heading into the flu season. So, can you imagine?
That's what I'm saying, and that's what I was telling somebody earlier. Every desktop stream I'm going to do from now on, what I normally do from my desktop, I'm literally going to go live on YouTube and put the green stream up. You guys are going to see a green screen saying "Go to Rumble." Fuck YouTube. Fuck YouTube. Like I said, I never made anything. I've put more into YouTube than I've ever got out of it. It's never been about making money. I monetized just because people asked me to. I had quite a few members, actually, that started messaging me today going, what happened? We only have, 600 something fucking subs, so it's... Fighting to keep them on. In fact, the Biden-Harris administration is fighting to keep them on. And so this is now submitted here from our friends in Never
Virginia,
made a dime from
Office of the Attorney General in Virginia, but they're not flying solo. They've got 26 other states who are joining them in this. And so we're going to poke through both of these.
Yeah, we're on Rumble right now. I mean, you're talking to me on YouTube, but I'm streaming on Rumble right now.
Clarity on what comes next. And so the 25
just so you know,
are here. We've got Alabama, Alaska, Arkansas, Florida, Idaho, Georgia, Indiana, Iowa, Louisiana, Kentucky, Mississippi, Missouri, Montana, Nebraska, North Dakota, New Hampshire, Ohio, Oklahoma, South Carolina, South Dakota, Tennessee, Texas. We got Utah, West Virginia, and Wyoming, who threw Liz Cheney out on her booty by about 40 points. Bye, Liz. And of course, we have our certificate of compliance, which might be French, I don't know. But here, as we can see, we're going to go through what's happening. It's a bunch of states. So 26 listed, and Virginia is also on that list. We've got a nice majority of the states. Simple majority. You can see we've got the emergency state, which is
I'm streaming on both right now.
And we know who the parties are. We talked about this case. This is coming up out of Virginia, the DOJ suing Virginia. and trying to keep non-citizens on the ballots. And here's what they say.
I dropped the link, but I'm driving.
Of these United States on the eve of the election. They say, all right, listen, SCOTUS.
I'm sure there's enough people here. There you go.
2 weeks before the 2024 presidential election, and more than a month into early voting, the district court below ordered
There you go.
and our officials, they ordered us to place over 1,600 self-identified non-citizens back onto the voter rolls. Okay, people who've told us they're non-citizens. They say, yeah, put them back. Put them back on. In violation of both Virginia law and, in case you're wondering, common sense. About 600 of these individuals personally told the DMV they're not citizens, and about 1,000 presented non-citizen residency documents to the DMV, who were then positively identified as non-citizens through the government's own SAVE database. We looked it up with your computers. The United States itself has explained that SAVE is accurate 99% of the time, right? That's from their Government Accountability Office. Oh, yeah. 99%. So what do you think that means? Like, if they say it works 99% of the time, what do you think it is? In terms of like actual accuracy. You just had to guess. 13% probably would be my take. 13%, 99%, yeah. Just like your masks, right? And yeah.
I have a nice bit of followers now on Rumble now since I switched over.
I actually love this.
Not a lot of chat there, but nice to see you there. Gage MP5. Welcome.
Like, well, you said it works. No, it doesn't. But the district court based the injunction, which mandates a variety of disruptive measures, meaning that they're shoving them back on the rolls. The district court said, put them back. They said they're making us do this, and they're mandating a whole bunch of new problems. Like, it's going to be
Make
very
your mind in a minute as soon as they get home.
Non-citizens back onto the ballot on a provision that doesn't even apply. And even if it did apply to
We're going to do something with this channel.
Virginia's program complied with it anyway. So you're trying to use some weird law.
We're going to do the quartering type thing. Just push everybody to Rumble because I bought stock in Rumble.
This election eve injunction is based on legal error.
And I don't buy stock.
And the injunction, which prohibits the application of a law that's been on the books since the Justice Department said it was fine in 2006, will injure Virginia's sovereignty, confuse her voters, overload her election machinery and administrators, and likely lead to non-citizens
I knew who it was.
Permitted to vote, which is a criminal offense that will cancel the franchise of eligible voters. So the DOJ approved this a long time ago. These people confirmed they're not citizens. They're using some law that does not even apply to the removal of non-citizens.
Hey, thank you.
To put them back on.
Move over to Rumble,
They're trying
brother.
to shove,
YouTube is fucking everybody right now. They said they weren't going to fuck with anybody because of their political views before the election, but that's exactly what they're doing. And we knew it was going to happen.
Violates this court's Purcell doctrine. And we know the Purcell principle has been coming up a lot lately. And this is the idea that federal courts...
You don't have to, bud. You don't have to go to Rumble. I'm not forcing anybody to do anything. I'm going to keep streaming as long as they allow it there. But I'm going to tell you, when I do my daytime streams at work and stuff, you're going to see a green screen with a link to Rumble. You're not going to see any of the content on the show.
And there.
Dude, I've been on Rumble since 2016, I believe. I'll have to check it.
And avoiding voter confusion. Why are you trying to shove these
maybe
people back on the
2017
polls right now? You can't do that. The Fourth Circuit refused to apply Purcell and declined to state the injunction,
I'm monetized on Rumble.
holding that appellees do not challenge a state election law, and that Purcell is inapplicable here to this federal law. So saying you're applying the federal law, I'm not imposing upon your state law. Now that ruling is also incorrect and also violates this court's precedent. The district court enjoined the enforcement of Virginia law. They weren't impacting on federal law, and Purcell would apply to federal courts, not interfering.
What political views do I have? No government.
Around that, just said, I'm not.
very, or at the very least, very limited government.
Clearly,
Which party do you think endorses that?
It's our sovereignty to make sure our elections are legitimate. And Purcell applies to 11th hour injunctions under the federal laws, particularly where, as here, they order mandatory retrospective relief of
minimal government
people to a state role past the deadline.
Because I don't believe that we can remove them completely. I don't see that happening right away. The true anarchist view. But I believe that you can minimize it by 90%. And I believe that's possible.
Stay of this order to put them back on. Because the district court ordered us to comply with the injunction, we respectfully request that the court issue a stay by Tuesday, which is today, and that the court issue an immediate administrative stay to permit the orderly resolution of this motion. This relief is not available anywhere else because the Fourth Circuit has denied the requested stay. Meaning, we've asked the lower courts to stop. They issued an order, put them back on the rolls. They said, can you please stay that order while we appeal to the Supreme Court? They said, no, they're going back on the rolls. They said, now can you, Supreme Court, then order them to stay it so the voters don't go back on the rolls so that we can resolve this? The district court issued an order enjoining enforcement, so stopping us from removing the voters. The district court orally denied the motion to stop the injunction pending appeal. And so we filed this emergency saying, help us right now. Okay, the election's like right around the corner. Are these votes going to count or not? And let's be clear about this. This is 1,600 votes that are at issue here. But this is a small microcosm of a much broader issue, which are votes and voters.
Yeah, fuck you, dude. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Who are not citizens. These are people who've self-identified, right? There's a much broader bucket of this. It's not like, oh, there's only 1,600 people. It's these people have self-identified and they confirmed it, verified it against SAVE. Like,
no, I did that on purpose.
But in other states, in other areas,
across the lane,
Arizona,
let them know.
Of
well, I'm not. There's no rest stop here. These motherfuckers sit on those fucking drive-off lanes.
Our county recorder says, I don't think we do have their IDs. We have no idea. So it's 1,600 here, 60,000 elsewhere, and 160,000 plus in places like Arizona. Don't have any idea who these people are. This is just a small subset of people who self-identified, raised their hands and said, yes, I should not be on the list. Applicants
it's me letting them know I'm not cool with
Supreme
it.
Court, and that's where we're at now.
There's no truck stop here. There's a diesel gas station here, but there's no truck stop here. And I'm not against truckers. I love truckers. Callahan is
based on its finding,
one of my best buds.
That the right of citizens in the United States to vote is a fundamental right. Congress passed.
And it'd be cool as long if they put a truck stop here.
Voter registration Act.
But that's not a truck stop.
The law says, quote, eligible.
The lane to get on the highway and the lane to get off the highway is not a truck stop.
To promote eligible
he'll never park there.
And their participation in voting, they require each.
All right, guys, I'll be right back. I'm gonna leave the power on. Let you keep listening to Robert Gouveia. I gotta get gas. I gotta go pee.
The procedures say each state, so Congress is mandating to the states, each state shall, mandatory, ensure that any eligible applicant is registered to vote in an election. Eligible. If the valid voter registration form of the applicant is submitted to the state MVD, then they're registered. But again, they've got to be eligible and added to the list of eligible voters. Who is eligible? Citizens. Now, at the same time, they also required states to allow eligible applicants to register. It imposed restrictions on removing these, quote, registrants from the rolls. Under the NVRA, a person who is an eligible applicant and has submitted a valid registration may not be removed from the official list except in 4 circumstances. Here's a couple. Voter request, death, felony conviction, mental incapacity, change in voter residence. In addition to those, there's a blanket ban, but there are the exceptions. The NVRA also contains a special prohibition on certain removals close to federal elections. There's a quiet period provision as well. It incorporates other things. So to ensure that the Commonwealth in Virginia and that their rolls remain clean, they're giving us the rules, while also complying with the federal rules, here's what Virginia did. We're trying to fit it into all these statutes. So we amended our election code all the way back in 2006 to require the DMV to send the information of any individual who declares himself to be a non-citizen on a DMV form to the Virginia Board of Elections. Then they check that person's information against a system to ensure that these self-declared non-citizens are not mistakenly included on the voter rolls. Only if there is a match does elect forward the information to local registrars to continue the verification process. Now, the policy is to send local registrars only the records of persons who affirmatively and contemporaneously declare they are not citizens on a form. It did, however, also recently work with the DMV in an ad hoc review of records to ensure that persons who engaged in transactions and who had documents on file showing non-citizen status were not improperly on the voter rolls. So they do it as they come through, right? As they're processing somebody, they check. But they also just went and just kind of did a check. So from July 1 to June 30th, 1 year basically of reviews to accurately ensure that any such individuals who had subsequently become naturalized citizens, right? They file paperwork saying, I'm not a citizen. Then they become a citizen. They check, oh, are you a citizen now? Okay, well, we're not going to remove you automatically, so we check. So the DMV ran these individuals through the Homeland Security SAVE database, which, as we've seen in other lawsuits, is mostly garbage. I think Ohio said we need access to more. You can't even search by name or date of birth in the SAVE database. You have to use like an immigration number, which they're probably getting because these people are adding it when they're going to the DMV. The SAVE database shows whether a legal alien resident has subsequently obtained citizenship, right? So somebody they already have on record, they've got a number, they look them up. Only those persons registered to vote who had non-citizen documents on file with the DMV and who also were confirmed as current non-citizens were then transmitted to local registrars to act upon. Then the transmission of the information occurred in late August. The individualized approach, meaning they're checking every single person, which confirmed non-citizen status with a SAVE search within the previous 30 days, ensured that no naturalized citizens would be removed. Okay, so one thing you want to be concerned about is that it's not overbroad. You don't want to get a bunch of actual citizens who should be allowed to vote thrown off the roll. So they're being very clear. And they found 1,600, which means the number is probably much bigger than that, at least 10 times, maybe 100 times bigger than that, especially in places like Arizona, where we have a bucket of 200,000 that we admit are questionable. When elect finds that a person who has declared himself to be a non-citizen on a form or has failed a recent SAVE search, they send the person's information for review. The law requires registrars to delete the name of any voter who is known, Virginia law, this is mandatory, it's in the law. Delete the name of any voter who is known not to be a citizen by reason of self-declaration or from elect or SAVE. And so they manually review each match on an individual basis to confirm the non-citizen and the registered voter identified are the same person. And they have the discretion in this process to correct errors, such as that the person identified in the DMV file are not the same individual, happens a lot, or that the
I thought I was buzzing a little bit. Everybody in there is drunk. What the fuck happened? Something went wrong. Oh.
Yes. Hello, my beautiful
Oh,
friends.
we got to find this spot.
It is an amazing day. Let's wait for those internet tubes to connect themselves all across the fruited plain before we get into the business on the day because
we're gonna switch over.
Talk about the issues that Americans. I'm talking about things that Donald Trump has said.
Oof. I see you on both the text and the Discord. Duke, if you're still here. A lot of people carrying Bud Light. I don't use my Discord a lot. I haven't lately. So, what up, Pink Taco? Hey, we're rolling a long stream. I'm gonna take the phone into the house tonight. You guys can hear the dogs barking for a minute, but it'll be all right. I'm gonna try and convert a Rumble stream over to desktop. I'm just gonna see if you can do it. If you can't, you can't. But I'm gonna see. I think you can do it. If you can't, I'll reset it. Are you still doing this? I can't rewind it till he.
Myself, I haven't confirmed it, but I did see some interesting videos. Sheila Poo says like, share, and if you can, subscribe to our channel. We'd love it if you did that. Thanks for doing it. And really, thanks for inviting someone over here. Invite him to come join us live.
Yeah, we got demonetized today, Pink Taco, but we don't care because it didn't mean much anyway.
The fun stuff. Hey, what's up? Jay Dizzle says, I need to know if I need to start yelling at Arkansas lawmakers.
Do it.
Probably not.
Yell at them. No, yell at them. That's your First Amendment right. Yell at them bitches.
That Fifth Circuit ruling just came out. So I think you're probably good in Arkansas.
No, yell at them anyway. I'm sure they're doing some bullshit.
I voted today. Can you guess who I voted for? I think you have 100% chance of correctly guessing. Let's see. Kanye says no. Nope. Kanye. Wow. Amazing. That's an interesting vote. RFK Jr. Jill Stein. Trump all the way, baby, says Jennifer. I think we'll go with Trump on that one. Good to see you, Tony. Hey, F. Joe Biden says, why do non-citizens have constitutional rights? The Constitution is for legal people, citizens. Yes, no, am I wrong? Well, there are certain instances where it seems like they get even more rights. You know, they get free assistance and hotels and things like that, whereas you do not. We got Sheila Poo says, no country in the world allows non-citizens to participate in their elections, except ours, evidently. The judges are like, well, you know, it's too close to the election to kick them off. They're not supposed to be on there in the first place. Yeah, but it's still too close to kick them off. Okay, thanks. Sheila Poo, bringing in 5 members. Harbinger of the unconventional. We got Big One is here. Kay Stanford. We got Me Pie Isme.
JC, good to see you.
Fire Captain 202 gifted a membo.
Yeah, that's why I'm like I said, my desktop streams, 15 minutes of YouTube from now on, and the rest is going to be a green screen sending you to Rumble. Fuck YouTube. I don't even care if they cancel my channel.
F. Joe Biden says, can't they argue separation of powers on this issue?
They've already demonetized it, even though I didn't even want to monetize it. The only reason I did is because people asked me to.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of what they're talking about.
Those are the people that told me that it was demonetized. I didn't even realize it.
You don't want the feds interfering with the states at the last minute, but they're doing that anyway. So that argument is kind of in there, but they just sidestepped around that argument and they said, well, we're not even talking about state law, so we're not even impinging on
So, oh damn, I'm gonna lose out about $100 a month. Oh no.
Federal law. It's not, not sovereign from the feds.
Everybody head over to Rumble.
Here's, ooh, that's a spicy one. Mayorwolf,
Fuck YouTube. How do
John
they
is here.
delisted
24/7 live
the YouTube stream of Joe Rogan and Trump? And I am not a huge Trump fan. I've said this many times. I'm not a huge fan of anybody. But that's bullshit.
Very hard time saying that she's a plausible candidate that's going to win this cycle. A lot of people just are not going to buy it. Hey, James Dean's body part is here. That's an interesting one. Hey, what's up, Eleanor? Eleanor Schoonover. What's up, Eleanor? Thanks for this. Says, I'm so glad Virginia is engaged in an attempt to remove illegals. Thank you so much for following and analyzing the shenanigans of leftists. Several friends are blind to followers of Marx, Stalin, Mao, and other minor offenders. I think
that's ridiculous, Fire. Or King Taco. That's just fucking crazy. That's YouTube, man. I'm telling you, if everybody moved over to Rumble, I think they would lighten it up. They would have to. What's crazy is fucking Google does not even make money on YouTube. They lose money on YouTube. But they keep it live and going the way they do just to promote what they want.
Absorbing some brilliance through osmosis in their friendship.
And by the way, I'm streaming on Rumble at the same time right now. So
says the only thing it takes for evil to succeed.
Check out my
unless you're up against the deranged DNC. Yeah, then they'll just
my links
and come after your law license and your family. Knox says, happy Tuesday.
Yeah, check out Linktree. You get a direct link to my my Rumble.
Apparently AI feels we need to be texting dictator when chatting. That's pretty funny. Well, we do have a lot of dictatorship conversations happening around us. It's probably listening. It's like, oh gosh, Kamala Harris is talking about price gouging now. You know what that means? Dictatorship coming. So it's just interpreting what it's hearing around you. Good to see you, Knox. Happy Tuesday. F. Joe Biden says, okay, so basically if 1 billion votes come in, they will all be counted, even though there was only about 350 million people in this country. Yeah, I mean, in Michigan in particular, we made a video about that showing how Jocelyn Benson is trying to be clever in her own words. But yeah, there's a bunch of people. Sounds like more people on the list than there are registered to vote. Shane Souza says, like, share, and subscribe, my friends. Hit the notification bell and select all. So
there you go, Pam. Thank you, buddy.
Thank you, Shane.
Hit that
Sheila
like.
says every state needs to go back to pre-COVID rules and pass laws to protect our elections. That would be a good idea.
I'm gonna try and switch this over to the desktop when I get home. If I can't, I'll restart it just on Rumble.
Thank you, Sheila, for that one. Hey, Knox says Tucker, RFK Jr.
And discuss my thoughts
Donald
on YouTube.
Together in
I've already been pretty clear, but
is this
it could get more intense. I'll show what they sent and
Knox,
my views on it.
Sure your boy's gonna be there. That's the plan. Plan is your boy's going to.
They sent that at 9:47 this morning.
Coming soon on Thursday.
I haven't. By the way, I haven't streamed on YouTube since last Thursday, and they sent it this morning.
Hey, this old guy says, of course, none of Arizona's numbers can be depended on. They are all ish. They're all ish. Apparently, a lot of ish.
Thanks, Big Taco. I see that. I appreciate it.
Not the big deal. Hey, Lady Ice on our locals was over at the MSG rally in Madison Square Garden. Man, that is a heck of a badge. That is a cool badge. That is a memento to cherish. You were there for a one historic night.
I think some of the big names need to start doing it. They are in the more conservative side, but I need some of the rebels, some of the Freemans and the Bows and stuff like that. Bow needs to be on fucking Rumble. Bow would kill it on Rumble. He could still do his TTSs. They could still be monetized.
Exactly right. Yeah, you have one day, it's contemporaneous.
I know he thinks YouTube is the shit, but YouTube is, I'm done with YouTube.
There's a reason.
I'll still stream on it, but
It's for.
I'm not gonna strive to
Says
do
you are
anything
legally
special.
allowed to watch the poll places on election day. Just don't interrupt people voting there. Says Jennifer.
Yeah, yeah. I also do on Kick too. I appreciate that.
And also double check the camera rules, right? There are camera rules. So watch these with your eyeballs.
I do Kick, D-Live, Twitch,
Sheila Poo.
Rumble,
says,
and YouTube.
Because the machines weren't working.
Because I have the technology.
And well,
The technology allows me to do it.
Everybody should just be more patient, okay? So what if our machines don't work? Okay, call your mother while you're standing in line and stop whining about it.
Yeah, I noticed that.
Says,
They
I'm
do.
So sick of the lies and nearly a baby here. You're right about that, Real. 1 month.
I think it's because they just don't have that many people on there. But yeah.
And they're getting pretty egregious in these final hours. Hey, Jennifer, what's up? Says, please join Off-Label Podcast after.
Any streaming service, I'm gonna get on that platform if I can. So why not put it out? If you're able, if you have the technology to put it out, why not do it? I've never said my content is the shit. Most of my content is me doing this once in a while. I'll have a cop watch once in a while. I'll do a DUI checkpoint, but you're gonna get a lot of what I'm viewing. And that's it. And YouTube used to allow that, especially if the content provider was okay with you doing it. And I've gotten permission from every single person that I've streamed on to restream their stuff. But YouTube says it doesn't matter. Even if that person says it's okay, you can't do it. So YouTube can fuck off. Oh, I'm gonna set my director. Okay. Jacob, hey, this is the Demonitized stream. Yeah, fuck you too. All right, guys. I'm going to bring you inside. It's going to take a minute to get shit optimized. And if I can't get this switched over to the, let me switch this. If I can't get this switched to the desktop, I'll restart the stream. But it's only going to be on YouTube, or I mean on Rumble and the other channel. So thank you guys. I appreciate you coming in. So I'm going to actually, you know what? Best to be, I'm going to end this. I'm going to end it now. A little buzz. End it now. And when I restart it, we'll see what happens. Peace, everybody. We're gonna deep dive into some good shit because I've seen some good shit today. I was busy at work today that I really wanted to play, but I was so pissed off about being demonetized. I was like, fuck YouTube. I'm not even gonna start a stream. But I made tonight. All right. Love you guys. Peace. I'm gonna end it now and I'll restart it.